Hi everyone, welcome to the second video in my Writer's Room series. One of the questions I get asked a lot is, where do you find ideas? So today we're going to talk about foraging for inspiration. And to me, finding inspiration is like going on an archaeological dig, and I'm having to do that heavy digging at the minute. So at the minute in my own writing life, I've got two big projects on the go. The first is a spiritual guidebook and the story of my life after my heart attacks. So that's going very smoothly because it's experiences that I've already had, it's things I've already learnt. So I wake up every morning full of ideas, and unfortunately I don't always have the time to write them that day, but I capture them, I write them down, I scribble them on a page, I scribble them on a notebook, and I have them then for the future. So it's very important when the ideas are coming to capture them in the moment. The other project I'm working on is a fourth collection of poetry, and I can't write poems on demand. So at the minute I'm in a situation where I've received an award from the Arts Council and I have to do a draft of a first collection by the end of October. Now I had planned a residency which I knew would inspire me. I had the vague themes of light and exploring the spiritual. But unfortunately, because of the lockdown, that residency didn't happen, so I am left in this void. So after the panic settles, what I had to do was then start digging, start foraging for ideas. So I had that idea of light, so I just started to scribble anything and everything down about light, started research, looking up things, started with the obvious: sunlight, moons, chakras, hope, looking at quantum physics, anything and everything to do with light. And I started to scribble those ideas and bits of poems and random things in a notebook. So to me that's like going digging for the first archaeological site, finding the site in the first place. Once you start digging, then your unconscious knows that this is something you're interested in. It starts to pay attention for you. So in all this random digging at the start, I find this wonderful quote from Einstein, which I'm just going to read a little bit of today. And it is, "We are slowed down sound and light. Our bodies are the instruments to which our souls play their music." And when I read that quote, I just felt something settle in my heart, and I knew this was the core of the book. Now I have no idea how I'm going to translate that into poems, but I knew I'd find this vein of gold. I knew I'd find this archaeological site that was worth digging deeper into. So once you find that vein of gold, find that site, then you keep digging, digging, digging. You may be using smaller spades, you may be brushing off bits of dirt, and that to me is like getting those first drafts down and starting to shape them, starting to see if they're going to take any form. Then you get to the stage where you're laying out all your found artifacts in front of you, and you find out that this bit of pottery here goes with this shard here, and you put them together and you start to see a cup forming. So that's where I'm at the minute with the poems. So my poem about the sun god and my poem about the wolf moon are actually coming together into one poem. So quite often that happens, you have one idea resonating with another idea and they come together into something new. So this is the wonder of having a notebook and keeping them all together and being able to look back over what you've gathered. And then the fine detail of brushing off the final dust and putting together the final shards comes, and that's all the writing and rewriting that makes something into a poem. So if you're stuck looking for ideas at the moment, if you just want to get started, then no, you just have to start digging. Get a notebook, scribble down ideas. As I said in the very first week, start moving through your life as a writer, noticing things, listening to things, wondering about things again. That wonder really is where writing comes from. So do that and know that it is a process. Start digging and you'll finally hit that vein of gold. And if you have any questions that you'd like to send to me, I try and answer them in the next coming videos, so do send them to me at the email below. So thanks for listening today, and until next week, take care.